He had an opportunity to send his love letter many days ago. He didn't, but he chose this day. That's how he works. That's how he operates. That's what he does. He doesn't serve South Africa. He doesn't serve the ANC. He doesn't serve our people. He serves himself. Himself and only himself. That's what he is. And his days of misleading our people are numbered, because they'll see him for who he is. Right from that Nom Gogwana he has created, they will see him. He's a liar. He's unreliable. And the ANC will treat him with the same intensity.
Former President Jacob Zuma is making bold moves, and his latest demand to be reinstated into the ANC could be part of a master plan to reclaim the party. Is this a calculated political comeback or a fight for justice? Let's break it down. Welcome back to Inkari. It's time, where we navigate life and politics with purpose. I'm Kondos, and today we are delving into a topic that's making waves across South Africa. Jacob Zuma, the former ANC president and now leader of the Umkhonto weSizwe party, has issued a legal ultimatum to the ANC. Reinstate his membership by 31 January or face him in court. But according to political analyst Sandile Swana, this move is not just about membership. It's part of a grander scheme to take over the ANC. Let's unpack the story. The demand letter. On Wednesday, Zuma, through his attorney, Thabo Kwinana, sent a letter of demand to the ANC, highlighting procedural and substantive concerns with his expulsion. The letter alleges that his removal by the ANC's National Disciplinary Committee, NDC, and the National Disciplinary Committee of Appeal, NDCA, was riddled with irregularities, rendering it not procedural and invalid. The demand is clear: reinstate Zuma or prepare for a legal battle. But what does this mean for the ANC and the political landscape?
Zuma is a liar. There is a catalog of lies he have made to South Africans. Go and look at them. He's a liar. Unreliable, self-serving. And I'm saying that. Go and look at that. There's a catalog of the untruths he have said in this country, to the ANC and to everybody. He's a liar, unreliable, and at the same time irresponsible. And I've got a right to say that because he's not a member of the ANC. I've got a right to say that. He is irresponsible, a liar, and he is a liar. And if he says he's not a liar, he must tell us why he's not. We will throw the book at him. He's a liar. I mean, the fact that he can turn stones into bread is unbelievable, actually. That a person like Floyd, yesterday, who saw Zuma's lies and says today is not a liar, it's unbelievable, isn't it? It's unbelievable. It's unforgettable. It's unrepentable, actually. I mean, the guy was on a pulpit in Parliament, seeing Zuma's lies campaign, saw Zuma's untruths, and today, this is why people will never have trust in politicians. We have namhlanje rating so orange. I mean, that's what people will never trust our politics. Because politics must be defined by principle and a backbone. There's no backbone there. Tell me, where is the backbone there? There's no backbone there. There's untruths and everything else, people defending each other, making each other favors and all of that. It remains like that. And that is it.
Strategic implications. According to political analyst Sandile Swana, Zuma's move is not just about reclaiming membership. It's a calculated strategy to position himself for a larger takeover of the ANC. Swana suggests that Zuma's leadership of the MKP, which has already shaken the ANC after last year's elections, is a stepping stone in this plan. But why is Zuma so intent on this move? Could it be about regaining influence and doing what he perceives as injustices? Or is it about a broader agenda tied to the MKP's vision?
So the developments that are happening are being understood and misunderstood at the same time. Others are busy, such as the MK party, depending who you're talking to, trying to go and revive a dying ANC to bring it back to life. And if you look at the building blocks of MK, MK has been able to take chunks of the ANC. They can be able to go into a ward or a voting district and take a voting district just by capturing the leaders there. So these are the underground tactics of Jacob Zuma. And he's a master of this. And he knows the geographic terrain that he has operated in, even during the times of his underground, Mpumalanga, coming into KZN. That was his operating ground as an activist.
Right.
So he has captured people who were placed there during the struggle and who are placed there, who have been placed there by the ANC. And the ANC obviously does not look after its nest very well. The layer there, if you want to talk about the motivation, Zuma is a disgruntled ANC member. And he is able to identify other disgruntled ANC members and move them to MK. And he says he wants the king. If this is a chess game, he wants the king. Doesn't matter, anything else doesn't. But what is the king? Is to capture the ANC itself and get somehow swallow all these small parties and end up with a 2/3 majority. And win together with Dalimpofu, if you want to put it that way. Win
Senior
the
counsel,
cases.
don't forget.
I will add that later. Win the court cases in parliament that he could not win in court. So there will be absolutions, there will be forgivenesses, there will be all kinds of changes, reversals of impeachments, all kinds of crazy stuff that you cannot imagine. When they say the sovereignty of parliament, that the majority decision in parliament must trump any other, including any reviews of the constitutional court, anything else. So that is basically the type of solution that they want. You make rules as you go along and you benefit whatever way that you can if you have control of that majority. Let's say we were talking concrete terms about black unity. And I'll use one concrete example. In 2004, the year 2004, the ANC, let's say the ANC would have been a symbol of some sort of black unity. They got 69.69 votes, 70% of the vote. Now, you can't get 70% of the votes without a lot of black votes in South Africa because of the percentage of the population. So statistically, people were converging towards a relatively successful ANC in government, relatively successful. Then Dalimpofu and Zuma and those guys in MK today, they were in the ANC and the ANC had 70%. What did we get? We got Polokwane after that. And it has been a downward trend. So when taken as a whole, the ANC has maintained the majority until this last election in 2024. From 70%, they still maintained the majority until 2024. What did we get out of that black unity? So there are problems. And if we're to use Ibrahim's terms, these people who got the 70% vote and maybe up to 57, whatever number you want to use by 2024, were not progressive. Because these things he was talking about, that the weakest were being advanced and being protected, and so on and so forth. That has not happened. Poverty has escalated, etc., etc. So to me, there is a problem, which is why the concept of a post-1994, a post-colonial movement needs to start. Because the whole thing needs to be scrapped.
Legal and political fallout. Zuma's representatives argue that the ANC violated its own constitution and even the constitution of South Africa in expelling him. If this claim holds in court, it could not only restore Zuma's membership, but also challenge the ANC's internal governance processes. This raises a critical question. If Zuma wins this battle, what impact will it have on South Africa's political future? Will the ANC emerge weaker, and will the MKP gain even more ground among disillusioned ANC supporters?
There are significant procedural and substantive concerns regarding the processes that were undertaken by the ANC's NDC and the Committee of Appeal when it comes to the processes around the former president. What tops the list of these concerns?
There's a whole range of procedural issues that the ANC flouted on. Number one, they have breached the ANC and both the country's constitution, in that, I mean, a basic thing of natural justice of a right to reply. President Zuma was denied the right of reply. That's the first thing. Secondly, even reneging holding the meeting physically. And as you know, that when you present yourself physically and all of that is very different to having all these Zoom meetings where the person you're speaking to on the other side can decide to even mute you, as it were. The refusal to hold the process in public. President Zuma has got nothing to hide. He requested that the meeting be held in public, although that's not a constitutional issue, but it's a transparency issue that he had wanted because he's got nothing to hide. Refusal to postpone, despite being legally bound, you know, even in court, all the dates, there's something in court they call management meetings and all of that, to make sure that on the date that when a particular hearing must happen, all the parties are available. They even refused him a basic thing like that. Failure to even convene a pre-hearing meeting. I mean, even in courts, they have this, you know, these internal systems are paralleled with the proper justice things that happen in court. In court, they've got things that they call pre-trial and what have you. Here, we've got a pre-hearing meeting where mutually convenient days and everything can be worked out and everything. They refuse that. They even refuse to rebuke Mbalula when he makes all kinds of disparaging remarks to the rep of President Zuma, Comrade Yengini. He writes all kinds of SMSs, all kinds of WhatsApps to him, insulting him. On TV yesterday, he was even calling him a Casanova and all of that. And Ramaphosa today just says he's happy with everything that Mbalula is doing. And Mbalula is busy calling President Zuma a liar and all of that. So we've got this reckless SG that they have there that they don't seem to have control of. Finally, even the issue of the sentence for a first-time offender in the ANC, if indeed did offend, surely there should have been a situation where he has a right to mitigate the sentence. They don't even give him an opportunity to raise issues in mitigation of his sentence. And lastly, even the issue of the appeal, when they finally dismiss the appeal, as we sit here and now, President Zuma still does not have a full record of all the reasons why the appeal was dismissed. So we've got a situation like that, where this was very clearly a kangaroo court situation, where a predetermined decision was made, and they just had to go through the motions, tick the boxes, and say we are done.
The battle between Jacob Zuma and the ANC is about more than just membership. It's a clash of ideologies, power dynamics, and strategies that could reshape South Africa's political landscape. Whether you support Zuma, the ANC, or neither, this unfolding drama holds lessons about leadership, accountability, and the power of strategy in politics. If you found this analysis insightful, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Inkari. It's time for more updates on South African politics and empowering content. Let us know in the comments below. Do you think Zuma's demand is justified, or is this a calculated political play? And remember, navigate life with purpose. Please watch the next video. Thank you for watching and take care.